And hello, everyone. Welcome back to FPL War Room. It has been a while since we've done one of these. This is the Frontline Prediction League show from the creators, the owners, the four of us, including three people that you've not had on camera since, I think, February or March, guys? So, not that you're on camera, but on one of these shows like Trenches. That's been Beermy and I for the whole goddamn year. But let's welcome back everybody else.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true,
Okay.
but okay.
Okay, we'll get there. Yeah. So I'm Scott, the one of the owners here of the FPL. It's owners is the name we call it. We went with it, but the FPL, just in case anybody's not aware why you're watching this anniversary video without knowing, it is the FPL. It's Frontline Prediction League, Frontline League on Twitter, and the Frontline Prediction League on this YouTube channel. Like, favorite, subscribe, all that fun stuff. You did just hear CT. He is the other one who's done some trenches. He's done two of them. But CT, you are here celebrating the first year of the FPL. How are you today?
I am doing good. Still tired from how long this year was. Very good. Happy it's been a year.
Yes. Gmsg, how are you as well? This has been a while, right, since we pulled back the curtain on this side of things, not just normal wrestling. So how are you on this one?
Good. I just looked it up. It's been 10 months.
10 months. You know.
That's a long time. That really is.
It's fine. Red, how are you on this one as well?
I'm good. It has been a quick 10 months, though, on my end. I really don't do much other than show up and do what I'm going to do, so I'm pretty happy with what we've done.
And then here's how I normally go. Normally I'd be like, and Beer Me, how is it? But that's on top of the card. So top of the card is the four of us plus Beer Me Jesus, where we do a wrestling podcast bi-weekly. The 25th episode is coming out, ending out the year, starting the new one. Check that one out, Top of the Card Pod, and wherever you find your podcasts. But this is the four of us doing Frontline Prediction League. And just to get an idea of what we do, I obviously do the video stuff and the recordings, as well as some of the writing. Red also does writing and the Twitter stuff. So if you see the tweets, that's from Red. CT also does writing and most of the, not website stuff, but the forms, the Google Forms, the processing for all of the results pages. Red helps set up a lot of that as well. And then Gmsg does the stats and profiles and all that stuff. And I mean, any graphics, all the graphics you see on the screen here, Frontline, the War Room one, all the song ones we do, that's also CT as well. And no, I didn't almost say GMSG, because I didn't. But yeah, this is the happy anniversary. This is on the day of day one, obviously, January 1st. That's when we launched the FPL in 2021. And not to go over the whole history of it again, because we've done this a couple times now, but some people did start and have no idea why this is even a thing. We were part of the Jobber Radio podcast. I was, forgive me, we did Jobber Radio Prediction League, JRPL. And when that was winding down, we're like, we could just do our own. Why not? And we did. And then we launched it on January 1st. If you're looking for the original video of the announcement for January 1st, you'll find it's not there, and it's actually dated a week or so later because I accidentally deleted it. As one does. Oops. It was then re-uploaded because, I goofed. And yeah, it's been a hell of a lot of fun with this. And I know one thing that I wanted to mention is the fact that we've had 26 events this year. And we started the Royal Rumble at the end of January, and we've done AEW as house shows, we've done Ring of Honor as they existed as house shows, Impact as house shows, and then WWE and NXT as the main shows, the main thing. So, yeah, this is just us kind of coming on here. Yes, it's taped in advance, but it's us coming on to say thank you to everybody involved with the FPL, being in our Discord, being in our character chat, and all that fun stuff. And I kind of want to stop talking after 4 minutes almost solid of that and turn it over to somebody else. So I'm going to go to CT since he did speak up first and filling in on some trenches for Beermy and I, and see if he's got anything he'd like to say. CT?
Yeah, I mean, it's been great, hasn't it? I think to the point, everyone was obviously a little bit nervous. Will people jump over? Will people come with us? Will people have a faith in us? And I honestly believe it's kind of surpassed in a lot of ways what we did with the GRPL. I mean, we make the jokes about character chat being super active, but like it really does mean a lot considering we put hours into booking, hours into writing, hours into making this thing work weekly, all in our own individual ways, to see really thrive and really engage with it and really seemingly appreciate it, it means the world. It really does.
I can reiterate that because I know the character chat back in JRPL days. There's a few people, but it wasn't anything compared to this. It's more than quadrupled with the people in there. And it's happening at all times. And especially after results go up, no matter what time it is, we'll see activity at 2, 3, 4 in the morning of promos, videos, text, things like that, graphics from people in there. And they're invested on the stuff that we've come up with and do it in there. Again, it's for their characters. It's for them. And that was a big thing I know I really pushed for. We all did. Was the fact that it's for them. Yeah, we're doing it and we want to and it's fun for us too. But it's not just... I mean, CT, I'll say your favorite thing, as I just said to the podcast earlier today. We're not Tony Conning it. We're not just be like, this is what I want to do. No, we'll try to make things work. We'll take any idea we can and spin it and try to have fun with it. So, Red, I'll come over to you on the same idea there with the writing and stuff like that, and also the tweeting and whatnot, for anything you'd like to say on this as well.
I just want to say thank you to everybody. Joining up and coming over here gave us some kind of meaning and purpose. I mean, if it was just us four, we'd be facing each other here. But the fact that over 75 people join up and say they want to support us, it's really an honor to be part of something like that with you guys. And just to have everybody very positive about it. I mean, our ups and downs all year. Overall, still going, still thriving. I don't think it's ending anytime.
Now, there's a little bit of an audio thing there. Everybody knew what Red said, but Red, your mic is starting to die just a little bit, I think, because it started to linger during that. So just so you know, but we're good. We're good. People got it. We actually jokingly had an issue with CT's mic prior to that, and he was fine. So it's the joys of having 4 people around the world. It's 2 countries. It counts. Doing this kind of thing and recording it here. And there's been a snowstorm all day here in Canada, so all of Canada, Ontario. It's a lot, and like Red said, to have 75 people signing up. I know, Red, you've actually done a lot of recruitment with that. But we had things like people coming back from the JRPL. We had people debuting since, and we had people that had left the JRPL coming back here. And yeah, some people started over with characters. Many carried on. It was very much a joke that I said to CT about how we could be our own AEW, and we kind of were, in the sense where we'll just do our own stuff. We'll still honor everything that came prior, but it's us. It's our version of it. We're doing it for us. It's our name on the thing, Frontline. So it meant a lot for that, and the fact that we've had people coming in now asking, so hey, how'd this start? Like, they have zero inkling or intonation of what came prior. They're here for what we've done of its own accord. That is awesome. I said much the same thing about the podcast as we did the year-end one for that, and it just means a lot. It's pretty awesome to have that happening, and it's, like Red said, it's an honor. It's pretty great. Speaking of the stats, though, let's back over to see. See, now I did it. I did it, and you're unmuted waiting for it.
Done this.
Oh,
you can't stop it.
I can't take that one out. I even looked over. I saw Gmsg was unmuted and everything ready to go, and I still said it. And like, it's not that I looked. I've got the name like 3. I have no excuse for that. I've been good. I've been real good, and I still did it. I almost said CT. I mean, I said C. I got halfway. The Gmsg, I'll give you by your full given name there, does a lot of the stats and stuff like that, and knows the profiles better than anyone, knows the records for people, and on that topic, I'll just say my record of 16-9-1 is not half bad for all year. That's not bad. But Gmsg, what did you want to say here about everything on this first year of craziness?
It's crazy. We've had 26 shows in 52 weeks, so that's a show every 2 weeks, and we definitely know that's not how it went, because there were definitely shows back-to-back days, and that was insane. It's been great. Yes, the internet's weird. I might be fine with Scott, like our internet connection, but everyone else is having issues, which is really weird, with me and Scott at least. History. Yeah, we have so many people, which is... I think we made bets about how many people we would have, and I don't think any of us technically won because it was in the middle, so it worked out for us all in the end. God, this is so different, and in a few more months we will last longer, than we did running the other league.
Yeah.
I realized that in like 2 more months.
Wow.
That's a crazy stat to look back on.
So the funny thing you mentioned about 52 weeks, the Rumble was the end of January. So technically the shows, it really was over 11 months if you really want to get technical with it.
Yeah.
And take out the last 2 weeks of December too, for that matter. But we started obviously booking stuff and prepping stuff in January when we actually had a roster. We knew what was going on because we put this video up and the sign-ups were nuts. The debut. And yeah, the fact that when Jobber Radio had, I believe it was All In, the debut, technically debut AW show, but whatever. When All In happened as like the trial run, and then you guys took over, because I wasn't part of it originally, it was shortly after, and running it from there, doing all the booking, all the writing, taking over on the graphics and the uploads, like doing all the work, basically, and that's not a misnomer. Bomber stepped away because he was burned out and didn't want to do it, but he didn't want to let it die. These guys took over, brought me in, and it got to a point where we're running this whether he's there or not, and it was great. It worked out well. We had a lot of fun with it, and I know we had our run-ins with each other and with Bomber, and we just went, no, we'll just do it ourselves. And that's what we have here. And the fact that that was about a year, because it was around, I know Bound for Glory 2020 would have been the next JRPL event. The countdown was there and everything, but it was gone. It did not happen, and then we were back and forth on, are we going to do it? When are we going to do it? We did, and obviously, and here we are celebrating 1 year of that. For those who want to know, this is being recorded like 4 days early, whatever. So, but by the time day one is tonight, and yeah, we're very, very thankful for that. Very thankful you've given us this chance to just have fun with this and have fun along with us. The best part is WrestleMania is coming up as well, and that's probably the best part of all of this, because the story's kicking into high gear. We've got a year worth of history of our own stuff, and we're able to really run with this and everybody involved. So that's just what this is. This is a brief-ish, I mean, it's been 12 minutes. It's like one of my promos, CT. It's about half of one of my promos. I've gotten some long ones, but it's up there. But yes, it's a big thank you. Big thank you to everybody. And since this is after the trenches that we haven't even shot yet, get your picks in tonight by like 6 p.m. Eastern, I believe it is, for the cutoff, and you'll still be on day one. There you go. That's in too. But yeah, you'll find out what the best of 2021 was. That's going to be coming soon, because if you're watching this, the deadline happened and your votes are all in. You did them all right? And if anybody had to message you to fix them, you fixed them right. I'm just forward thinking on this, so we should be good. But yeah, I think that's about it. We just came on to say this really brief. I will open it up once again, or edit this out if need be, to end it there. If anybody else wants to say any other thing else towards 2022, or, cut a quick promo or anything if you want, it's all in good fun. Like I said, CT, I'll give you props for that again. When there was a couple times when my microphone died, or we had to do a show of trenches in between two events, CT filled in. He did trenches for that, so yeah.
It's literally an open invitation to talk shit about the entire roster for like 20 minutes. I'm definitely going to take it whenever I can get it. Incredibly fun. But no, I mean, I do want to thank you and Beer Me. And obviously Beer Me, I guess, is not part of the four, to be clear. But like, you two did host your show for the entire year, which is pretty awesome. I know we talked about when we were in JRPL, like, oh, it's really cool having the website and having things that like just go above and beyond. But I think that's something that really was, when I look back at like what is really cool, not many people have their own weekly show. So I appreciate you for that, I'll say.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I know I'll be full disclosure here, just like I was on Trenches. I didn't want that on the ballot, but I was talked into it because I was kind of distracted. So, because this is what it is. This is part of what we did. That's why we went from Frontline. That's where the name is, for those who aren't aware. We did the Frontline show over on JRPL Frontline. And that's when we looked for a name. It's like, well, that's ours. That's mine. let's carry that over. That's not JRPL stuff. That's not Bomber stuff. That's his, and the respect is there to let him have his things. This is ours. This is the ones that we did. Just picture, like, if there's suddenly an offshoot of a new promotion when AEW shuts down and it's Dynamite Wrestling. It's that kind of thing. That's what we did. So, and that's a pretty good name. I like it. It's FPL. Almost FLPL, but that's a mouthful, and we didn't go with that. But yeah, it's pretty fun. We've had a fun year. I think we've all fought each other at some point through the year. I didn't fight Red, but I've teamed with Red, and we're almost undefeated. We had that one loss. I have never beaten Gmsg in my life in 4 years. Yep. And CT, I think we went to a draw in our match. And
but I got your girlfriend fired, so
you did get my girlfriend fired. But then we beat you in that 6-man tag, right? I think
you did.
Yeah,
Red did not.
But that doesn't really count. That's a tag match.
No,
but still, I got a win over you. But yeah, but none of us won gold in our first year, which this is gonna sound silly, but I'm very happy for that in its own way because it proves that others are in there doing their thing and doing it right, and they've earned it. Gmsg, you were close to a title shot. CT, damn close to that Canadian title multiple times. And Red and I, man, we had a few moments where it was kind of tricky. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it kind of just proves that we're not booking ourselves into title matches or booking our friends into title matches.
Well, I don't know. The Canadian Championship having the old one, I hear what everyone else said.
We literally booked Bear Me into that.
But that was because
I will say, I'm part of his faction. It was more you guys than me actually on that one.
Oh yeah, CT and I did it 100%.
Yeah.
Because I mentioned all the stuff from JRPL. That belt was mine. I made that one up. I brought it over, and then I had CT break it. I wrote him destroying it. So we do what we do. It's fine. But Red, you're right. We didn't do that. We did not.
Taking shots.
Nope. It's the thing that I like the most is when others are succeeding in this, because it not only proves that it merits it, but it proves that they want to, right? And I mean, even if they keep coming and showing up and failing, there's people here with a horrible record, but they keep coming and showing up. That's awesome. We saw back in the JRPL, people would like lose 4 or 5 times in a row and be like, I'm done. Even Lee did that. That happened to him. He was just burned out. It's a massive loss and got killed off. We don't kill people off. We'll just injure them and, storyline for later, if anything. And that's what we did for some stuff. So, I don't know. It's a hell of a lot of fun. I think we can have some fun with it. But, Jimmy, though, you didn't even want your world title potential match if you had won that because your faction mate Bastion had that belt.
Yeah, COVID messed up a few things a little bit near the end for me, mentally and everything. So, yeah, that was a fun way to end the year.
I should say, I guess, that kind of peeling back the curtain, you weren't there for that booking call, we should say. So you had no part in booking yourself into the world title picture.
Yeah.
I would say a good record.
The last two, I think it was War Games and Final Battle, and a little bit of Day One, I think. I had nothing to build up for because I was out. I got sick, I think, like 2 days before we were going to book, and I went downhill fast. Mm-hmm. So I was out for a week. COVID's no joke.
No, I think that's the other part, too. We've done something this entire time during a pandemic. We started during a pandemic. It's not like we did something where we started a business and we're putting infrastructure and money into it, but it is volunteer time by all of us and all the guys in the character chat, everybody there. It's appreciated. But we could have just been like, eh. But I knew full well, and I've seen this, and I know you guys are on the same boat with this, but people are looking for content during this time more than ever, potentially. So, not to say the market was there, but knowing the JRPL was gone and going to be gone for a while, at least at that point, we wanted to keep doing it anyway. And even if it was coming back, we wanted to do it anyway. So this is ours. This is what we do. This is what we're having fun with. So, yeah, that's the FPL.
Yeah, I mean, it really was because we wanted to do this, because there was LWPL, which, by the way, TLC write-ups win, but, like, it wasn't just out of necessity just to keep it going, so there's something, like, we enjoy doing this, which is really hard schedule, and it's a lot of work, but, like, I don't know. I guess I will say I enjoy doing this. I enjoy seeing the character chat. I enjoy booking as someone who likes telling stories and really likes that side of just like life and expressing myself or whatever. It gives me a very fun creative outlet. So like I find a lot of pleasure in doing this.
I know I do as well. Writing my own matches was filling in for stuff for Bomber because I gave him ideas. Then he said, "How about you just write the whole thing?" Okay, and that's why I came on when you guys took over. And now I write many people's matches, and it's fun because you get to see different characters interact, and that's one of my favorite things in wrestling when you see two different factions or characters that might not interact. Well, now they do. What happens? So, like, the first thing that I wrote was the Royal Rumble last year, and that was 30 people of that. 31 because Gmsg got involved, and 32 because someone else got involved. So, it's nuts to see that kind of stuff and actually work with that, and it's a blast. I have so much fun doing that. And, again, we wanted to. We didn't do it immediately. We didn't do Bound for Glory or the Survivor Series and stuff, so we missed that because we were burned out from everything we were dealing with prior. And it's like I don't even feel close to that this time. We've done it much smarter. We know what we're doing with it. Not that we didn't before, but I mean it wasn't ours. There was that obligation of we've got to do it or he'll get mad. That happens. You got mad anyway. So
It felt like we were our own bosses now versus before we had to impress.
Exactly. And we never impressed. Like
I'll
say
we don't need to go,
No.
we don't need to get into it fully, but like let's just say it was a toxic working environment that was kind of questionable why we were in it so long. So like I don't know, we don't need to get but no, we're much more happy with how the situation is now.
Because I'm smiling still through that. The main part of it I know is that we even had a discussion once of like this is the last thing I'll do for the old. This is the kind of let you guys know kind of where it was and why we want to do it ourselves. Because it would come through and we'd be looking forward to things and getting things planned and putting the information out there and then getting no feedback, so it must be good. And then getting back, you can't do this, can't do that, can't do this, and all negative. And it was like, look, give us what is liked, what is positive, what is good. Okay, I'll work on that. Never got anything for that. There's certain people are certain ways.
Said my graphics were shit.
Yeah. The video stuff. Oh, if you're not going to do any editing, it's fine. Little things like that, but never any positives. So if all you hear is the negatives, not that you start to believe it, but you don't want it and you don't want to do the thing because all you get is the negative back. And when it's volunteer, you can walk, and everything just imploded around that same time. For us to basically do what we would do anyway, and oh, by the way, we did anyway, because many times you can't do this. Yeah, well, what's the better way to do it? Well, I don't know, but it's not that. Cool, well, this is all we got. We're going to do it. And then we did, and everybody else liked it. We knew what we had was right, so.
I'll say, we normally write what's best for our audience, not for ourselves. So,
Yep.
It's like, if we think the crowds are going to love it, we're going with it. It's always been a community thing. It's never been an us thing.
And that's the main thing that we've taken from Character Chat. We had people, and you guys know who you are, you're watching this now, but in those first few events around like WrestleMania, we had messages saying, oh, you're actually including stuff from Character Chat. That's awesome. Or you're including the notes that I had. I didn't think you would. Because the way Bomber did it, and I'm not saying right or wrong, but he was doing it where this is his story, this is how he's doing it, and he's not taking input from others. Now, this isn't crapping on that. I'm just letting you know we want to include everything. I hate saying no. It's not yet, but when. And I've had ideas come through that are just weird and bonkers. It's like, yeah, but how can that work? And then we'll all four talk about it, and we're like, what about this? And we'll figure something out. And then we're doing it. Maybe not when it's wanted, because Character try to be like, it's Sunday, we're doing it. No, hold on. Breathe. Let's build. And we'll get there. So we're always looking to make things work because we're doing it for them. If we did this and 60 people read it and goes, oh, this sucked. Yeah, we're doing something wrong, even if we like it. So we've got to work that back and forth. Thankfully, aside from me, I know I forgot a piece of a write-up completely once. I think CT forgot a whole match in the write-up one time. We're human. It's going to happen. We did 26 events in half as many months. Less than. It's going to happen. The number of typos.
200 matches plus kickoffs.
I was wondering the match stats on that, if we had any idea how much we've actually written on that. If we're doing 10 match main cards. Do that math. That's
And then you also had at least 2, maybe 3 that are 15.
Yeah, Survivor Series. Well, Survivor
yeah.
Series was different, but it was weird how like those are bigger structured. SummerSlam, Mania, those are bigger. The Rumble is a monstrosity. Don't get me started on that. But yeah, it's just it's a lot of fun, and I'm glad that we're doing it. And it feels like we did the right thing. We felt that early on, but to have it kind of vindicated and new people showing up and the fact that we still enjoy it, sweet. That's awesome.
And with that said, make sure to say, if you have notes, send us your notes, your bits. I think the funnest part of this like prediction league stuff is when you really engage with, have notes, or you've been wanting to get more into character, or you've just chat, but you want some more specific stuff during the shows. Make sure to give it to us. We definitely keep that all with the best we can. So I know a lot of you have, and that's great. But just if there are more, feel free to send it your ideas. We would love to work with you all.
Absolutely. And I know we're on the mics again. CT's mic got a little raw body, but you know what he said. I could tell, so it's all good because mine's the recording. That's the one that matters. But it's a live show. It's fine. Please send that stuff over. Let us know. Give us ideas. If it's for Mania or even later, that's probably too far, but still let us know. We can work something out. There's always a way. If anybody's watching this, not currently active in the league, wants to come back, let us know discreetly, because that could be for the Rumble. You never know. There's stuff for that. And I think, unless anybody else has anything else they want to say, we have one more thing we'll mention for day one. Anybody else got words before we go? I know CT and I have said it quite a bit. Red, do you have anything else?
Other than if you're listening to this and you got friends that you watch wrestling with that aren't in here, try to invite them in. We're looking for new people all the time because fresh faces could always bring a new challenge to everybody in the league.
Absolutely. When we get new guys showing up, going on an AEW-style undefeated streak, it gets worrisome, and we got to move them up to competition. So it bolsters the roster. That's always good. Gmsg, what about on your side?
Let's have another great year.
Absolutely. And CT, just to be safe, because I did kind of not include you, but I will.
Schronkbusters, you better watch out. I'm going to take you out this year. That's my goal.
You got the whole year to do it, so we'll see what happens with that. But, the last thing we'll mention, and full disclosure, pulling back the curtain on War Room is fun. We haven't done it in a while, but by the time you guys see this, there will have been a Trenches announcing a specific match for day one. So we can talk about it here as if it's already been announced, because this won't go up until like noonish on January 1st.
Should we announce instead of Trenches?
We could announce it here. It all depends. We're taping this out of order.
I'll know what the match is.
Yeah.
Let's do it here.
Well, okay, so it's not going to happen on Trenches. It's going to happen right here. So you're probably wondering, hey, what matches are you guys in? Because we're not in matches. We're facing each other. It's me versus CT versus GMSG versus Red in a 4-way on day one. Because it's us and it's our anniversary on the January 1st date. We thought of this 4 months ago? Went, yeah, we got to do it. The moment they announced it, we realized we had to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And this isn't for an actual reason. There's no titles or anything on that. This is just us four coming together, putting on a show for you guys to show you this is the league and this is 1 year. We're gonna have some fun no matter what. So for us four to face each other, it's probably never will happen logistically. There's probably never gonna be a story for it. So we took the advantage of doing a 1 year anniversary match.
Yeah, I call it a fatal fourth wall match or something. I don't know, but I even thought of the fact that this is a main show. However, considering the way we did this, we're not gonna talk through his picks because I have to win. GMSG's in it, and Red. I got to beat you. I don't care. I have to win this match. But for as far as for officialness, yeah, this really shouldn't count towards main show records and stuff because it's a silly match. That's just my personal opinion of it. But I mean, hey. As far as for storyline-wise, it is taking two of the feuds, because CT and Red did have a big Mania feud, and then GMSG and I had a big SummerSlam feud. So it's combining two feuds, but there's one heel now, and it's CT. And, I mean, I've got story ideas for it. I just, as far as in-character storyline universe, I have no idea why this match happens. That's one thing I've not been able to really crack. But we're doing it anyway because it's fun. And it kind of lets the rest of the roster deal with themselves as we just go over here and do a silly thing. So,
I don't know about y'all. I dislike all character. You might be my 3 like people I hate the most. So like, if I can line you all up with a steel chair and just
I mean,
because like y'all are horrible as a team. You're fighting each other, and like, does Scott want revenge? Each all like you all suck, and I'm gonna the God on top, and then the fatal 4-way doesn't matters. It's gonna be great.
You got to keep that all in. You got to keep that all in.
You went robotic on mine, but all I hear is chair, line you up, all 4, doesn't matter, feud, hate. Like, the key words came through. It was pretty great, not going to lie.
And we laughed, and then you came back in as if nothing happened.
Yeah. The laughs came through, too. Gmsg, any thoughts on this silliness of a match?
I mean, what, you're going to think me and CT are the same person at some point because we both use bats and our initials, and you mess us up in real life, so you're going to think it's CT and just attack me at some point in the match? I mean, now
I am. I have to write that. That's too funny not to include.
Yeah,
Come on.
Your obsession with me might make Red jealous. I don't know.
All I know is this match is going to bring the Crimson Queen out, and there's going to be some blood. That's all I'm saying.
We have a show a week later. I don't know how much we can bleed.
Oh, we can bleed.
It's Impact. It's fine.
It's bleeding.
I guess that's one thing. CT and I thought about this, and we hadn't broached it, so you guys are going to get to watch. You want to have a curtain pulled back. Here we go. Is this match going to be just a fatal 4-way, or are we going to go elimination rules? Personally, I like the idea of all scrambling for that one pin, but should we do it as elimination?
I don't think so, because that would make it iffy with you and me.
Fade away.
Fatal 4-way. There you go.
Yeah.
So, I think
two being together makes it even more fun, because you guys are going to mess with each other, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, that's one thing with Infinity. We fought each other before in, like, Battle Royals and Rumbles and stuff. It's like, this is for me! And it's like, okay. We've been there, so we'll see how this goes after Red and I have teamed up and won 3 tag matches in the past 2 months. It'll be fine. It'll be great. It's okay. Red, no blood for me, right? Right?
I'm just saying, right? I know what your blood tastes like, and I vow for some more.
There goes the PG rating.
I really don't want to be part of your.
We're going all
be part of your sex thing. I'm good.
PG-13.
All right, we're gonna keep the bats distance away from them. Like, yeah, that's gonna be a thing.
All I know is my bat may come back out, and my bat has barbed wire on it.
And I'll bring the crowbar.
Your bat red, me.
Oh my god!
So that's our match at day 1. Announced to everybody learning live right now. In around noon, 12:30 on Saturday. But yeah, that's going to be some bonkers stuff. And if you want to come along and listen to me lose my mind as I potentially win or lose against the GMSG for the 13th time, is that correct, GMSG?
I think that's the number of matches you've lost with me in it.
Yeah.
I think I've only beaten you like 6 times.
Yeah, but I've every
basically.
single match I've been in, I've never won, even the 2 times we've teamed. So, lucky 13, and it's the 27th event. That's my actual lucky number. So, I'm probably losing it. Who am I kidding? It's going to be that thing. I'll never beat you. It's just,
Watch with us 4. There's going to be a no contest.
Oh, there's guaranteed to be a no contest.
Well, the thing is, like me, I have to win it. If someone else wins it, I still lost the match. No, I have to win this.
The worst thing would be is if it's me and Scott no contesting. I don't know how the hell you continue that storyline then. We're going to have another match.
I guess we're going to Mania. I don't know.
Scott's mentioned it already. We're 4 days ahead. We have like 6 or 7 matches announced, and 3 or 4 of them are going to get thrown out, possibly because of COVID. So we may be only predicting 3 matches.
Yeah, not
at
that
this rate.
It won't be that few, but I gotta think, but
This is gonna be awkward
stuff
if none
might
of
get
this
thrown
happens, and this comes out a few hours before the show, and it's like, oh well, we worried for nothing.
yeah, no, the realistic factor of it here, and I'll mention on Trenches, but it's always worth mentioning when it's this close to the show, is if things are changing, because the picks page is up for everybody right now, 12:30-ish Eastern. If matches are thrown out before the deadline tonight, like 6 Eastern, I think I said it was, then the points just adjust. If the deadline happens and matches get thrown out or changed, they're just gone. So your 8-pointer is suddenly 0. Instead of your 8-pointer becoming your 9 becomes your 8, and everything descends. So, yeah, just keep an eye on things. Keep that in mind. That 4-way has got potential to not be a match. The women's title, because who knows, and then whatever. We don't know. There's news breaking in the past couple of hours about COVID stuff with WWE, so some matches could be pulled or changed. And if they are, it affects the scores. So all I know is I have to win. I'll be paying attention to it. Please keep in mind everybody else in your title matches and all that fun stuff. And yeah, I think we've done enough promos on each other right now for this one. I was going to record a promo for day one, but now I don't really have to. So all I know is that CT, you're the one bad guy in this match. I used to be a bad guy, and you did cost Red her job, so I might need to take a crowbar to your knee. That just might be some long-awaited vengeance on that. So that's that. Gmsg, I have to beat you. Red, nothing personal. Just business. Red, do you want to retort?
No. I'll keep my thoughts to myself because I know what's going to happen. Like, I'm
going to tap you out again.
Some time. I have not had blood in quite some time, and I'm pretty sure in a fatal 4-way there's no DQ. So that's all I'm saying.
I just care about winning. I need to win.
I mean, you came to play, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Sorry, I had to.
I like that.
CT, any last words from the heel? Unless he's a robot.
His internet killed him.
I will say this. He came to play, but I came to win. So you can go play whatever, but the end of the match will be having me raised up.
I think we lost CT at the very end there. If he's there.
I'm here.
Oh, here we go. Any last words from the heel before we finish this out?
No, promo incoming. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, here we go.
No.
Here we go.
I actually have to listen to a promo again.
Well,
I also that one feud me and Scott had for our match where like that we posted like a promo every hour just immediately. I think that was very fun.
That was one of my most fun things because I put up my promo and then you do one immediately. No, you put yours up, I put mine up, then you retorted. It's like, oh, we're doing this, are we? So I just kept my camera up and kept running back to it to film new ones. That was awesome. That was great. So yeah, that is 1 year done of the FPL. It is the Frontline League on Twitter, Frontline Prediction League here on this YouTube channel. Like, favorite, subscribe, all that fun stuff. It always is a thing. And go through the links into our Discord where you can go in and sign up. Like Red said, if you're being recruited, you can check the stuff out. Sign up. You'll be part of all this craziness, and you'll have matches with us at some point because I want to beat everybody. I know CT does as well. We all. This is the roster. Everybody kind of gets a shot every now and then at everybody. But because of that, and because this awesome roster and these people coming in, from the bottom of my heart, thank you again, everybody, for coming along this ride and believing in us on this. It was a big gamble to do this, and it feels vindicated and so much more seeing the turnout and the responses and the reactions. And the best part is we're still having fun even when we get stressed and run out of time and have to do write-ups in 24 hours. It's still a blast and I love doing it. So thank you everybody for that. And yeah, we'll see you all in a couple hours for day one tonight because the four of us are going to get on a booking call in 4 days. But when you're watching this in like 4 hours, to make sure that's all booked up fine, and then we'll watch that show live, and you'll hear me cry or scream as I win or lose. So, yeah, that's the fun part. Thanks again, everybody, for a good year. Let's have another one for a full calendar year with our first stuff before Rumble, and then our second ever Rumble. We'll see who goes to WrestleMania, and yeah, should be a lot of fun. Thanks again, everybody. Have a good night.